Thank you so much, Orla. If you do have any more interventions you'd like to make, please do wait, as we will go to another round of floor speeches after our next round of paper speakers. So going back to our paper speakers for the evening. So speaking second in proposition tonight is Joshua Dargan. So Joshua is a first-year undergraduate reading Human, Social and Political Sciences, also at Homerton College. He won the right to speak through open audition. Josh, you have the floor.
Thank you. So people ask me first, Josh, why did you apply for this debate? You don't play much sports yourself. I don't have the resume Tim or Mins does, but I must admit I did win in year 8 the triple jump in sports day. So I think I've got a good resume behind me. Anyway, thank you, Madam President, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me tonight to speak on such an important motion. When I first read the title, the House would keep politics out of sport, my initial thought was, what are the functions of sport for the society and for the individual? I believe sports promotes leisure time and comfort for the individual. Sports is essential community builder. It helps create a sense of identity for individuals who engage with sports, such as going to stadiums with select merchandise, surrounded by people from all different backgrounds, but they all collectively support the same team. So, in this ever-changing, accelerating society, identities are diminishing. So is a feeling of belonging into a collective diminishes too. With widespread use of technology, which disengages us individuals and makes millions feel isolated at home, in a gig economy, working by ourselves only, even shopping now at Amazon Go, we have no human interactions. In this new modernity, we live in an ostracised society. This is no reason why approximately 1 in 4 people will experience a mental health problem each year. But sports can help avoid these feelings through social interactions and inclusion. Then I place politics into the mix to see whether it's a good idea to allow political issues within sports. I ultimately concluded most political issues must be kept out. It contradicts many of these essential functions sport plays for society, which I now will explain why. Many of us in this chamber will be advocates for many political movements. We love to constantly see issues highlighted in society. Spreading awareness of political issues is important and essential in this pluralist democracy. But we need to look at ourselves. We're only a small portion of society. Most people in the UK, especially where I live in South Devon, we hate politics. We hate learning about conservatism, hate hearing about socialism, hate hearing about Brexit. We find it decisive, bitter, and it stokes up raw emotions and breaks relationships. It contradicts It contradicts the positive functions of sports. This is why politics should be kept out and is a poison to the institution itself and may cause many more issues than thought it would resolve. I will explore the positive functions individually now and why politics will spoil such if it was involved. Firstly, we are living in a secular, fast-accelerating society. What used to be our fixed identities, such as family, work, class, our habitus, religion, it has all changed with globalisation. The decline of traditional jobs, such as miners, as a key aspect of workers' identities, the decline of religious participation, affiliation seen in the latest census showing that 12% more people in the last 10 years have documented themselves as not religious, and only 11% of people in the United Kingdom attend religious services weekly. COVID also was a catalyst for the exodus away from the office to the home. Our previously fixed identities are diminishing. What has not changed, however, is the bastion for individuals, is the identity of sports. So what did our old identities promote? Well, with religion, no thank you, the functionalist sociological definition of religion, as I state here, is that religion performs for society and the individual through means of symbols, rituals, places of worship, which have an accumulative psychological function for the person to bring comfort. I'm not saying football is a religion, but we see parallels. People used to go to the church for the community aspect. We see people go to stadiums for the community aspect. Rituals such as singing the national anthem or their team's anthem, symbols such as wearing the club logo or merchandise. My point here is that football is not religion, but it plays a massive role for the individual to be part of a community. This is why we should not have politics in sport. It causes bonds to break, internal divisions within fan bases, unnecessary conflicts. Sports, which brings millions of people from all spheres of society, is a uniter. Politics is a divider. No, thank you. Thus, people will disassociate with sport, lose another aspect of their own identity if politics gets involved. Something so key to so many people and brings so many psychological benefits, sports can help break this isolation and include people in everyday life and back to their communities. Another function sport carries is entertainment. Many people I know work stupid number of hours at work just to survive. They're immensely stressed. From struggling financially and emotionally, being able to watch sports at the comfort of home or go to a stadium is genuinely a massive luxury for many people. But I questioned why would so many people spend vast amount of their small disposable income for sports? Well, I was very lucky. I've only ever gone to one football match in my life, but it was through my school. They let all free school meal students go to the stadium to enjoy sports and get a feel for what football's like. Being there, I was able to see the captivating audience, everyone collective, singing together, chanting, and just enjoying themselves. And I can see why so many people feel associated with sports and how it's an identity for millions of people in this country. I loved it, but we still got to acknowledge it is such a luxury for so many people to go. These people I know hadn't worked their arses off at work to save for years to watch a match for Just Stop Oil activists to ruin the only day they get to enjoy by disturbing the pitch and shifting the attention away from the game to political issues. No, thank you. This is not what they pay for. Not only that, but it causes and creates anger. It's essential movements such as climate change. It sets it back. I've got to take one, surely.
I'll just say it out loud. We should keep politics out of sports. How does that statement sound when you're describing people's everyday problems, which could ultimately be resolved by politics? And accessibility to sports, to me, sounds like ultimately a political issue. I just want to ask you one question. Am I allowed? Okay, I'll go. And I'd like to just ask, what about the power that comes with sports?
Yeah, perfect. No, completely reasonable. I believe sports on the pitch, I believe politics should be taken out, but individual sportsmen and sportswomen, they have massive platforms and they can keep that on their Twitter, on their Instagram. People, I think, should be able to access and see what they want to say. These people have millions of followers, but people should go and follow them. It shouldn't be enforced upon them when they're just watching a match. That's my opinion. But I do genuinely believe they've got massive platforms which they should use. Anyway, as I was saying, not only that, but Just Stop Oil activists can create anger, and it doesn't benefit the sport, and it certainly doesn't benefit these damning political issues that need targeting. Climate change is an essential cause, but no, thank you. It is a damning issue, but when these activists come onto the pitch, the amount of people and the anger it stokes, it's astonishing. I see it firsthand down in South Devon in a pub. Everyone talks about it, and I'm afraid it sets these political ambitions back years and years and years.
Point of information on that point.
So I've got to take your point, you've asked so long. Yeah.
Because you have people dreaming. Isn't that in itself a political, an impact of a political decision? By having that opportunity to experience and enjoy sports, you wouldn't have had that necessarily if you had not been given the opportunity by politics.
It's a good one. That was a very good point. I'll get back to that one later. Anyway, no, that is a genuinely good point, and I can see your point of view there. Perfect. Anyway, sorry, I'm going to just completely deflect from that. But as my point was, there's so much wrong in this world. Allow people to have an exhaust chamber to enjoy sports and to enjoy not being at work 24/7 in this awful gig economy, 0-hour contracts. In this economy, people are struggling so hard. Sports is a safety valve for many people too. Another main function for sport is a community builder, and it's created so many opportunities through investment. The secondary school I went to wouldn't have been able to facilitate such an AstroTurf pitch. It may seem small, but it brought all the local towns together, all the local clubs together. It made people feel a sense of a community. This is the fundamentals that sport should bring. Politics does not bring this. It does not. I know many of you will be thinking sports itself divides people and creates societal tensions. That can be true, but please just know this is only a small portion of the fan base, and it should not be generalised to the whole sports supporting industry itself. So overall, so I can see that you're asking me to conclude, in my opinion, sports should be left alone. Sportsmen and women have influential platforms which they should speak on behalf and highlight things, but on the TV screen, just let people enjoy sport. They work so bloody hard in this economy, and people just need that rest. Constant bombardment will just stoke anger and hatred to certain causes, which are genuine causes that we need to fight. Thank you.